Hello, neighbor. This is Novels and Bits podcast, and I am your host, Chizoba Katie. How are you doing? In this particular episode, we're going to see all the things that happened since where we left off in the last one, which is now Misery is in the lair of the West, the werewolves. She married, what's his name, Lowe, the alpha of the ways. So she stays in the house. And the last episode, we already had this epic showdown where she apparently attacked one of them, and when everybody came, nobody was hearing her out that she didn't attack him, that he attacked her. This young teenage way, they call them way here, Were, Max. So now after that particular incident, her security tightened and she's not finding it funny because the whole reason she agreed to this marriage in the first place is to find her missing best friend Serena. And if you're always on her tail, she cannot snoop around. However, her chance comes when Lowe goes out of town for some meeting, and Anna, Lowe's younger sister, that is 6 or 7 years old now, let it slip. Oh, my brother is not around. She's like, yes, good chance to snoop through his things and see if I can find any trace of my best friend. Lowe's room is beautiful, like her own, when she picks the lock and enters. It has this exposed beams, this mellow atmosphere. And his room looks like he's in the middle of unpacking. And it's very neat. She searches and searches, but nothing related to Serena comes up. In fact, there's only a charger that is a personal item here. She now discovers a locked drawer though, and she pings it open, finds his architectural drawing book, and his design speaks of expertise, time invested in craft and beauty, which she would not have associated with him normally. It now makes her think, who was he before he was alpha? And she's like, I don't want to think of him as a person. No. So in that haste of trying to replace the book, the architectural drawing book, a portrait falls out from inside it. And when she looks at the portrait it's her. She's not like, why did Lowe capture me in such details like this? Because there's so much feelings in my expression here that I did not even know I had. It's not good that he's not seeing me like this. So she now shuts everything, lets her finger now trail the bookshelves, and she leaves. She's sleeping in the afternoon. Like I said now, vampires and their hibernation in the afternoons where they're useless. But then a noise on the outside that sounds like a cookout or a potluck or barbecue, one of those things. It makes her wake up. So she now looks out from her window and now sees that Lowe is there with about 30 other wares. Werewolves, they're all in their human form. And they're having a nice time. She's never been social, but she's content watching them from where she is. Anna, the little girl, Lowe's younger sister, she's in the side playing with other children, other way children. But suddenly, there is that teenage boy, Max, again. The one that attacked Misery and was denying he did, and they are saying she lied. He's suddenly there at the edge of the forest, and there's just something off because he's trying to lead Anna into the forest, even though the little girl is obviously reluctant. The way Misery now stares at everybody there to see, I even noticing this altercation between Max and Anna, but everybody is just enjoying the cookout. Nobody's looking in the direction of Anna and Max. And Misery is really concerned. Normally, there is a guard outside of Misery's room. Remember, I said that they put her on higher security detail now. But when she goes outside to inform her guard that, see, look at what's happening, her guard is not even seated. It looks like he joined the cookout and left her alone there. Because she just wanted to at least inform somebody. She now said, so it's up to me to do something about it. She's now forced to step into the sun. And it feels like a million pricks. Like a million needles is pricking her leg under her toes because she's barefooted. But regardless of the sun, regardless of anything, she makes it to the forest and she now shouts at Max to stop. She now invites Anna, dearie, come to me. And the moment Anna sees Misery, she goes, Mercy! Hi! She's excited, not really knowing anything is wrong now, a child. So Misery is like, hey, come over, Anna, come to me. But then Max picks Anna up and he now starts running. That's when other wares come out from hiding wherever they are. Bam! They pounce on him. Now, in the next scene, Misery is on the couch. She's trying to pull out all the pines that pierce her feet. Remember, she entered the forest on barefoot. Now, Max is there too. His hands are tied. Lowe comes in and everybody checks. Like, yo, Alpha is here. Despite almost kidnapping Anna, Lowe does not speak harshly to Max. But Max is convinced that Lowe is a traitor. If not, why do you want alliances with humans and vampires? Apparently, the former alpha, Roscoe, used to kill his own, that's his ways at his own discretion. This way annoys him, off with your head. Another way annoys him, off with your head. He was brutal like that. And loyals have continued in that tradition of Roscoe. That is, loyals are people that believe that Roscoe was the rightful alpha, you get. Max now even goes an extra mile of telling Lowe to his face, you're not the rightful alpha. Uh-oh. Now Lowe now asks him, who told you that? And the stone is menaced and ruthless. Lowe continues talking. Maybe it's a fair mistake. Maybe they simply weren't there when Roscoe lost the challenge to me. I sent a message to the loyals. Let them know that I'd gladly accept the challenge from any of them. And yet, so do you understand? As far these people that are saying that I'm not the rightful alpha, you people should bring somebody to challenge me now. If that person loses to me and I die, fine, you people can have the alpha seat. But so long as I'm the alpha, don't come and be negating my power. That's what Lowe is trying to say here. So Lowe now stands up. He now says, dissent and discussion are welcome. I'm not Roscoe, and I won't dispose of those who disagree with me. But trying to take a child, sabotage important infrastructure, because that's what the loyals have been doing, burning schools, burning infrastructure, trying to just sabotage Lowe one way or the other. Those things are not great. The ways they want to torture information out of Max. But Misery intervenes and says, I kind of have a better alternative. Because here's the thing. One thing that vampires have that the other two races, that is Wes and humans, don't have, they have these intraocular abilities. I mean, the kind of thing you see on the originals and Vampire Diaries, the whole, they can compel you, right? Vampires have the whole compelling power thing. It's explained as intraocular abilities. It's called tralling here. So that's the compulsion. They can get into your head and make you do as they want. Misery, in as much as she denies her vampire side as much as possible, Serena would always make her practice the only useful thing about her species on her. Like, Misery, come. Oh yeah, practice on me. Trial me. Make me do something I don't want to do. And the evidence is that why Serena is doing all those things, Misery has to record a video of her licking something mindlessly, behaving like a chicken. And Serena will be like, oh my God, you made me do all that. I don't remember. So at least thank God for that small training. Misery can use that ability right now. But then Lowe now asks her, why do you want to help? She now answers, Anna has been visiting me, keeping me company. I don't want her hurt. It seems okay. I mean, that excuse seems okay, especially since she went through the risk of trying to save Anna. So Max spits at her, basically at her shirt. And Lowe makes Max apologize to his wife. He actually says it, apologize to my wife. Misery is surprised that Lowe actually is standing up for her like that. Whereas Misery's father, Consuman Lack, can trial you, the whole compel you thing, without touching you, just looking at you. Misery's talent's not rich like that. She has to touch you. So Lowe holds Max in position and Misery does her thing. They have 10 minutes. She tells them 10 minutes is all you have to get all you want out of him. What they get out of him is that the lawyers taxed him to get Anna, as per kidnap Anna, so that they can use her as leverage to make Lowe step down as alpha. Roscoe's mate is involved in all of this somehow, but not directly. So she's smart. Roscoe's mate, she's still alive and she's an older woman. We'll meet her soon. One guard, Mick, is asked to escort Misery out. Now, to Mick, what she did there was mighty impressive. Mick is an older person, like he's a second too. I don't know exactly how to describe seconds. Basically, like people, more like his governors, where he's the president. Maybe Lowe is kind of a president. His seconds are like his governors, and he has about 12 of them. Mick is one of them, and the oldest. He was actually also Roscoe's second, but many people who were Roscoe's second did not really approve of what he was doing, at least before Lowe challenged him and won. So this is one of those people that he's more loyal to Lowe and stuff. So Mick is the person now walking Misery back to her room while they're finishing up with Max and interrogating him. And he now tells her what he did there was impressive. Please do not attempt it on me. That's essentially hypnosis, Now, through Mick, Misery finds out that Lowe always knew Max attacked her first. He actually believed her when she said, this guy attacked me first. He can smell lies. So he's like a human lie detector of the highest grade. Even if you're a pro liar, he can just smell it somehow. The reason they pretended that, they believed Max is they wanted to know really what's this guy up to. So that acts where it looked like all of them were distracted at the barbecue while Max was trying to lure Anna into the woods. All their mind was there. They just wanted to know, where are you taking this person to? What exactly are you up to? Do you get? Now, with everybody busy interrogating Max, Misery takes the opportunity to break into Lowe's room again. Luckily, his laptop is there today, and she's kind of loading vital info, like, yo, okay, I'm gonna finally get leads about Serena. But then Serena's cat rubs her calf. Cat that has been staying more with Anna, that she calls Sparkles. Anna has called the cat Sparkles. So Misery's like, not now. Pushes the cat away. The cat is green color. But the cat is not purring. It's not like meow. It's growling. What type of cat growls? So the thing now makes her like slowly turn her head to look at this said cat. And it is not the eyes of a cat, she says. It's the yellow eyes of a grey, angry wolf. And Misery has pointy ears. She's a vampire. One of the traits of vampires is pointy ears. But she has long hair that she's always almost using to cover the pointy ears and anything really that makes a vampire. She tones it down. Now, the grey wolf is Carl. Carl was Lowe's best man at the wedding. Carl is not smiling right now. He's baring fangs that can shred Misery to pieces. Lowe now appears at the door, and that's when Carl leaves. Alex comes in after to check on what Misery was up to on the computer. They actually set her up. They also want to know, yo, what is she up to here too? Do you understand? So these guys are careful. Alex is in charge of IT. We already met Alex in the last episode that Misery found out that, he's a tech guy of Lowe. Alex knew from that a few weeks ago, someone was trying to smash down their security. That was when Misery got careless in her desperation to find her friend. I was trying to find any digital imprint. So she denies that she's the person. No, I'm not the person, but they obviously know it's her. Alex finds the things that she was searching for, that Misery set up search for. Serena Paris, Herald magazine. He's as good as her. And while they're both admiring each other, like, ooh, I've met my match in tech, there's still this. Like, okay, this thing you're up to, why? So now, along with Lowe, that is, Alex leaves, everybody leaves. So it's just Lowe and Misery. She now comes clean to him. It really turns out she's really not good at this snooping around thing. Because remember that first time she went to his room, that he was not around? Her scent was all over his room because he is in tune with her scent. So he smelling her room, her scent everywhere in his room. It's obvious she was there. Also, his bed smelled as though she slept in it. So she's now coming clean that, see, I didn't come here. I didn't marry you because I'm on a vampire mission, right? It's because I'm looking for my human friend. In fact, you can ask Alex to check that I didn't set up any transmitters. I'm not spying. I'm not trying to send information to someone from here, okay? She now explains that in my first few months as a collateral, I was disruptive and sad. I tried to run away, put myself in dangerous situations. Once I even... Look, it was just me and the human caregivers, and they hated me. So the humans decided that the company of another child might make me more well-behaved. They found an orphan my age. Lowe now puts it together. Oh, Herald is a newspaper magazine and reporter. So Serena was doing a story. Serena was a reporter doing a story when she disappeared. Lowe now tells her, it's a huge gamble, giving yourself as collateral, marry me, all because someone wrote my name in her planner. Bullseye. So he gets it. She saw L.E. Moreland and she married him just because of that lead. Do you understand? Now, Anna suddenly runs in there. She now begs Lowe, come on, brother, bedtime story, Lowe, please. And then Juno, another second of his that is also babysits Anna most often. She runs in looking for Anna and now shouting her name from at the top of her voice from where she is. Liliana Esther Moreland, come here at once. It's an order. Dun, dun, dun. Liliana Esther, that's L.E. Moreland. L.E. Moreland is not Lowe. It's actually Anna, Liliana. Uh-oh. So Lowe now says, okay, we need to talk. They have this table conversation. He's sipping tea. He brings out berries and peanut butter with bread. She's just watching. Thanks to Serena, she knows foods. I mean, Serena is human and she eats, right? So when Lowe now asks Misery, why are you doing this for Serena? Misery now explains, look, no one is going to know this girl, aside from a handful of orphans that bullied her for being cross-eyed. So apparently Serena is cross-eyed. Serena also had colleagues who never really got her sense of humor. And Serena dated people she felt tepid about. That is all of Serena's life. And it's not acceptable to Misery. She'd do the same for me. Lowe nods without hesitation. And it's sad. Serena mostly did financial crime stories. She did not involve herself with vampires or words. So how come Anna's name came up in Serena's research, okay? Lowe now makes a decision that he's going to trust Misery. So Misery now says, no, we were just supposed to trade info. Like, this is not a matter of you trusting me or anything. He now points out, you endangered yourself to save Anna. So Misery now says, because I've been in Anna's shoes, I know what it's like for some other people to endanger me. He now hands an ice pack for her, that under feet and stuff. Misery makes it clear that, see, if I'm ever going to have to choose between Anna and Serena, I'll choose Serena. Serena is a girl who slept with me for an entire week when I was 14. Why? Because I filed up my fangs for the first time and I was having seizures because of it. You get, Serena has been there for her through thick and thin. This is her sister, essentially. So Misery now says, so we're collaborating as Anna's brother and Serena's sister. Lowe now says, are we not collaborating as husband and wife? Misery honestly forgets that they're married. She honestly forgets it because, it does not feel like she's married or anything. Being here in the Way territory feels to Misery like a collateral program. You get, so she really forgets she's married. Now, secrets about Anna comes out. Anna is Lowe's half-sister, actually. They have the same mom, who was one of Roscoe's seconds, but Anna has a human dad. In the time of Roscoe, that would have instantly gotten Anna killed because Roscoe was just vile. Only few knew the secrets. Still know the secret. Also, reproduction rate of Wes is lower than that of humans, but then their rate of reproduction is higher than the vampires. The vampires have the lowest rate of reproduction, followed by the Wes, then the humans, of course. Humans can born Now, Lowe was living in Europe when his mother got severely wounded. He came back. That's when she told him about Anna's dad. At first, he didn't believe her, but then there are certain things about Anna. Anna doesn't shift, not even with a full moon. And Anna's blood is a deep red instead of green. At the same time, Anna has way traits. She's more agile. She's stronger than an average human. Her vitals are all over the place when the last time the doctor checked. And also, after his mother passed, very discreetly, Lowe had her DNA tested. Junior, one of his seconds, the one that always babysits Anna, she's a geneticist and was able to help. Now, in Roscoe's last years, he became extremely aggressive. He demanded control of certain demilitarized zones, began enforcing zero-tolerance policies. In those last years, the West killed more humans and vampires in the last 10 years than they ever did in the previous 50 years combined. And the humans and vampires also killed more of the werewolves. That's when several of Roscoe's seconds began to openly disagree with him. Their dissent was met with another ramp up on violence. Around this time, the previous year, more Wes were dying at the hands of Wes than at any other species. He came home, challenged Roscoe, won. Roscoe's 4 most loyal seconds now, like his governors or something, challenged Lowe too. Lowe won them again. There were others weaker and weaker, and it felt so wasteful, to just keep killing them off because you were challenging him. So that's why he didn't kill all the people that challenged him. Even though a normal challenge is supposed to end at death, Lowe did not finish off all those people. But now he's regretting it. It's like it was my mistake. Because if he had killed off all those people, the loyals would not be a problem because anybody loyal to Roscoe would be dead and you would have peace, right? But you're like, oh no, I don't want to keep wasting lives. And there's that. So what do you think? Like, if a leader is so awful and there are these people who still support him that are still there, do you kill off all of them or do you give some of them grace? In my opinion, though, kill off. Honestly, finish them off, please. Please, so that you can start a new government. You get, especially since those people are not all that much. You get, since if there are more people for you than against you, just finish off all those people. But hey, I'm not in position of leadership. Maybe if I were, maybe I would think differently. In fact, it would have been better if the loyals, just in their small numbers, are trying to just attack Lowe's government. But no, they're going further by finding people like Max. Max, by the way, is 15 years old. They'll find young whales like him and start radicalizing them, making them turn against Lowe. So do you see the problem? Do you still think that you should not finish off people like this and start on a whole new ground? Because by leaving certain Judases, the worst type of Judases, Judas is better, he had a change of heart. These ones that are going about spreading discord, they're the worst. You see discord. So that's what's happening. So by the minds of the small ones being corrupted, you keep having more loyals and loyals. They're increasing in number because he was doing Obioma. Now, these people won't succeed and form their own pack because they want the financial control of the Southwest back. Because it's one thing, if you don't like this government so much, form your own pack. Nobody's going to hold you. No! We want Lowe to step down. Why? The financial control of the Southwest Park, money now. The government takes money to run it. Now, Emery, that's Roscoe's mate, she comes from a long line of powerful wives, and she's actually seeing it as her due, the financial control of the Southwest Park. Now, Lowe is talking. He's talking to Misery. For the past few months, lawyers have been sabotaging construction projects, destroying infrastructure, assaulting his seconds. No one who'd resort to that should be in control of the largest park in the country. Misery is like of a chicken poop, if you ask me. It doesn't matter whether it's large or small. People who behave that way should not be in charge of anything. So through that conversation, she understands that the reason she even has more guards on her tail is for her own safety, not because of the attack on Max like she thought. Lowe catches her flick a bit of peanut butter on her tongue. And when he catches her, she looks so embarrassed because apparently vampires only take blood as a necessity. And it's shameful. For the vampires, it's a shameful thing to eat for pleasure. Lowe's like, I eat for pleasure all the time. He now pushes the peanut butter to her, like devil on her shoulder. Eat, take peanut butter. So now they both speculate on what story Serena could have been working on. Now, Misery is saying she never mentioned the West to me, not even in passing. But she didn't love her colleagues in the financial division. Maybe she was angling for a better job and exploring non-financial stories. Though she would have told me. But in her head, she's like, would she? Because now she's thinking about it, Serena was clearly hiding stuff from her. Regardless, Misery knows something about Serena, and that's Serena's character. Serena would not have gone public with a story that had the potential to endanger a child. Lowe notices that Misery is clutching her side, so it hurts because she's been rubbing it. It's sunburned. She lifts her top to show him, and he quickly looks the opposite direction, and his eye, like the pupils of his eye, dilates. Oopsie. Korean movie style. That moment where the girl unexpectedly shows more skin than usual. And the guy's like, oh my God, I'm blushing. And he's like, yo, what did I didn't do anything. So that's the kind of thing that just happened here right now. And it's cute. Now, on Misery's way out, Anna rushes in. She had a nightmare. And Misery now overhears Lowe talking softly to her. For the next 5 days, she uncovers anything related to Serena right up before she disappeared with Alex. They now give her the clearance to all the internet stuff they have. But Alex is supervising her. But he doesn't actually ask questions. He's just there just to know that she's not going into things about trying to find any werewolf secrets. Also, Misery is both in awe of Alex's brilliance and she loves messing with him because he's genuinely scared of her because he doesn't know anything about vampires. Lowe checks in for updates and he doesn't insult her intelligence the way her father would have. As per, it's been 48 hours, you should have found something now. What are you even doing here? He doesn't do any of that. He's civil. He's like, oh, okay, there's nothing yet. Okay. All right, more time. Is there anything else you need? Is that kind of civil you get? Now, by the 6th day, Alex and Lowe go out of town. Misery now keeps herself company, and one night she's joined by Juno. That is the geneticist, and the second, the one that always babysits Anna. Juno now apologizes for how she was initially hostile. Through Juno, Misery learns that Lowe left a life in Europe. He had a whole life in Europe, but he came back here to assume responsibility, and he's never complained once. He's never even had a thing for himself. Thankfully, being sent away to another park when he was younger, Roscoe, when he noticed that this guy is strong, he can challenge me, sent Lowe away when Lowe was young. But thankfully, the park they sent him to has one of the best alphas, Keon. So Keon helped, groom Lowe unexpectedly into the alpha that Lowe is today. Misery now brings up Lowe's mate to the Vampyres. So Juno's look shifts from confused to blank to understanding. And she now says, yes, Gabby, his mate. But the way the reaction goes is suspicious as hell. You get. Misery also informs Juno that she's come clean as to why she agreed to this arrangement. That is to find somebody, like I've told him more. So me and him are not hiding anything from each other. Now, trying to save Anna actually redeemed Misery in all of the werewolves' eyes. Many of them come in and out of the house, treating her politely. And this is the most positive interactions Misery has had in her entire life. This is the first time people are treating her like humans, like they don't hate her, like they can't. It's like finding a family you didn't know you were looking for. They visit her to play cards with her. They watch movies with her sometimes. And it's fun. She's actually enjoying herself among the werewolves. One time, eventually, Alex now returns with Lowe. And full moon is coming. So Misery is advised to stay in her room, especially because of the youngest werewolves who are still crazy. They go crazy over new scents, and her scent is new. So on the night of the new full moon, Misery is in her closet. She's hearing howling. Anna visits, climbs into the closet with her. So when Anna asks her, Mary say, why don't you sleep in a bed? Misery goes, because I'm a vampire. That's enough for Anna. She doesn't even stress it. Just cuddles next to Misery. Then Anna now starts talking to Misery. Why don't I turn? Whereas my best friend Misha is Carl's daughter, the best man. My best friend is already turning and I can't turn into a werewolf yet. So Misery points out, well, you can do all the things Misha can't. So in the process of trying to keep Anna company, and Anna braids her hair. Half braided hair, and then Anna ends up falling asleep on top of Misery. When she hears somebody trying to get into the room, Misery's hand falls around a knife because she heard heavy footsteps. But it turns out that it's Lowe. And then he now says, did you know, my dear wife, that when I came home during the full moon and could not locate my sister, I was ready to destroy my entire pack and torture all the West guarding this house for their negligence? His whisper is pure ominous threat. And then with her hair braided, he sees the tips of her ear that have pointed ears that looks like fae ears. And this is something she normally makes effort to conceal. I've said it. Now, they end up briefly talking about how Anna's existence might either create a bond with the humans or make it more unstable. So they're like, yeah, it's best to keep it quiet for now. As he carries Anna out, he now recommends a better knife to her. The better knife is top drawer from the fridge. She's also noticed that peanut butter is in her own fridge because Misery has her own fridge, where they keep blood bags for her. Normally, she just takes one a day. So they have a steady supply of just bringing blood for her. She has her own fridge. So he put a peanut butter there for her because he noticed she likes it. And the house is also 3 degrees warmer because I think she complained of the cold or something. She didn't complain. She just mentioned it. So for that reason, he adjusted the temperature of the house to be warmer for her. So those are just little things she noticed, and she's like really grateful for it. Now, Misery watches Alex try to teach Lowe coding. At some point, he's terrible at technology generally. His phone has blurry pictures of Anna with his finger either gets in the way or he just shakes it. Like, how are you so bad at this? Lowe has been invited to dangerous territory. That is Emery. Roscoe's mate invited him. But Lowe is refusing to go with any one of them because he doesn't want to risk anybody. So while the 3 of them are still there trying to figure out how Lowe is going to learn coding to go into this dangerous territory by himself, Mick appears, the older guy now, the older second. Apparently, Anna specifically requested for Miracy. She called 3 of them for dinner. That is Alex, Lowe, and Miracy. 3 of them have to come for her dinner. Do you understand? Misery tries to get out of it like, I don't eat. They said, no. She asked for you. Yeah, let's be going. So while they have this dinner of crackers and water, the water is supposed to be wine. Anna now asks Miracy when her birthday is. So Misery is like, I don't celebrate. She just keeps track of her age by counting 1 up on Vampire New Year's Day. Vampires don't hang out. It's mostly for strategy when they do. Man, it's boring, this vampire life. Now, the issue of Lowe leaving town is brought up again. He has to leave for California this weekend to meet with Emery and others. He wants a chance into Emery's house to plant a bug in her system and pushes behind the lawyers. But it's not something he can do alone because he doesn't even have coding skills and stuff. Yet he stubbornly refuses to take anyone. The dinner experience shows Misery what a familial relationship looks like. This is our first time really having that family thing. They stay long after eating. They're just conversing, relaxing, spending time together. It makes her wonder how Lowe's mate is faring among vampires. I mean, if she grew up in a tradition like this, it must be very lonely being among the vampires. Now, Misery climbs up the roof that night. It's not so hard. She's like, oh, Anna told me this is not so hard. Okay, I say it's not. She's enjoying it, except the bugs. Lowe now arrives on the other side. He doesn't notice her at first, and he looks so tired. She's like, oh my gosh, this must be his rare moment of being alone. He's thinking. Then the wind carries her scent his way. And next thing, he now looks in her direction. The moment is gone. They end up sitting side by side. They have a conversation. She's like, I want to go with you. No, that's him. No. He even tries to leave, but she holds him by the ankle, so he settles back down. They're talking. Anna was initially raised by someone who was so bad at it, he made her watch a horror movie that she will need therapy for until she's 40. And that's the list of the things that Anna went through. Although Lowe is great, especially for an instant parent, he beat himself up a lot about it. It's obvious. Now, from his teenage years, Lowe knew he could beat Roscoe in a fight. Mick was one of Roscoe's seconds, And it's now Lowe's second. I've mentioned this, the oldest. The only one who didn't challenge him. Mick is the only Roscoe second who didn't challenge him. So Mick and his mates practically raised Lowe, changed his diapers, taught him to ride a bike. She and his 16-year-old son died. Mick's 16-year-old son died in a way human border issue. Mick is always grieving, you get. So he's also Misery's favorite guard. Like his Misery's favorite wear, since he's always kind to her. Lowe now goes, it's because he has a weakness for beautiful women. For a moment there, Misery is blank. She doesn't get it. He's like, you know what you look like. She laughs, surprised by the comments, like, okay. You know, ask her, why do you always do that? She's like, do what? When you laugh, or you cover your lips with your hand, or you do it with your mouth closed. So it's obvious she's self-conscious about her fangs. He now encourages her, show it to me. What starts out as an awkward smile turns into a sincere one. She now tells him about the big fight she had with Serena a few days before her disappearance. So the thing is, Misery is talking. She got a recruiter from this really cool company interested in me. It was a good job, something challenging, something only a dozen people in the country could do. And she kept telling me how perfect I'd be for it, what an opportunity it was. And I just couldn't see the point, you know? Yes, it was a more interesting job with more money, but I kept wondering why. Why would I bother? What's the end goal? And I asked her, and she said that I was aimless, that I didn't care about anything or anyone, including myself, that I was static, headed nowhere, wasting my life. And I told her that it wasn't true, that I did care about stuff, but I just couldn't name anything except for her. So she now recalls what Serena said that day. The exact words, this apathetic spiral of yours, Misery. I mean, I get it. You spent the first 2 decades of your life expecting to die, but you didn't. Anyway, since this is Misery's darkest secret, so it's now his turn. She now asks him, what's a mate? He hesitates, but she pushes. He now says, a mate is who you are meant for, who is meant for you. It's like the rainbow gains a few stripes when you send them. Sometimes it's just a gut feeling, something that grabs you by the stomach and doesn't let go, not ever. World shaking, yes, but also just there, new but timeless. She now asks him, is that how you felt with your mate? It now takes me a while to answer, yes. She feels sorry that his mate is with the vampires. So apparently mates also bite each other. Apparently it's not usually painful. Normally leaves a scar, like a marking. A thought now occurs to her, and bam, she confirms from him the mate thing isn't always reciprocal. She now says, oh my gosh, unrequited love must suck. To him, it's not all that bad. Knowing that something beautiful exists out there in the world is enough. It's not like I must have it just because it's beautiful. Do you understand? That's a very altruistic mindset. He now asks her how love is among vampires. She now tells him, we're raised to put the good of the many first, continuation of life, that sort of thing. So she uses the opportunity to say, look, I may not understand what belonging is, because I don't really get the vampires, but I understand belonging because I had it with Serena. I understand that you're willing to face Emery on your own or to sacrifice everything for your pack. I understand because I feel the same about Serena, and for reasons I cannot fully articulate, because feelings are hard for me, I'd like to come with you to help you find whoever is trying to hurt Anna. And I think that Serena will be proud of me because I finally managed to care about something, even just a little bit. Her speech is moving, considering all the things are just bad to each other right now. Okay, he agrees she can come, but on one condition. She has to be marked. What does that mean? What does that mean? Now, the day that they're setting off, no one is remotely happy that it's her that is going, except Jenna. They use a private plane and the pilot is Lowe. She's like, yo, when did he get the time to learn? And he's so good at the pilot thing, just as he is at everything, well, except technology, Now, when they arrive, they go back in the plane and he marks her. It involves grazing, like the whole kind of using his teeth slightly to bite her skin, kissing her neck, licking points behind her neck, beside it, the back of it, pressure points at her wrist. And the act of it stirs arousal. Now, before he even starts this whole thing, he kept confirming that she's okay with it. She's not like saying, I know you don't like my scent. He not tells her, I freaking love your scent. So she's like, oh, so the bat did work, because she's embracing a whole lot more, That's when she's really feeling it, when he's all kind of marking her and the moment is rousing stuff. When he's done, he now goes away to stand several feet away. And her fangs ache and her fangs want like he's never done before. Now, there was a story I did on this podcast before now. And it involves people that had fangs. It's a fantasy story. Normally, when those people are having, intimacy, sexual relations and stuff, the fangs is a point of arousal. It has to sink into something. So with the fangs aching, it's like, oh, I need to sink. It's someone I like. It's more of a pleasure thing too, not just a thing of pain inflicted. Do you get? That's how I understood it here when I read it. It's a sign that she's aroused, and Misery has never really been aroused. Misery is a virgin. I kind of touched this on the last episode, because when would she have had time to do with anybody? When? Do you understand? She hasn't really experienced desire, before this point in her life, and she's 25. In Lowe's head, when we briefly get his perspective, because we get it in snippets, in his head, the only thing that comes to him is, she smells like mine. Okay, people. Okay. Now, I would go on further, but I think I'm just going to stop here today. And this is crazy, because I think this story might wind up being 4 episodes instead of 3 like originally planned. It just keeps getting longer and longer, and I don't want to rush it too much. So I would see you next week, Thursday. Thank you so much. Maybe next week, Thursday, the episode might be slightly longer. Maybe I might do 50 minutes if you're willing to listen that long. You get. But I don't want to just... anyhow, thank you so much for hanging out with me. This is The Buzz and Bits. Please share with someone. Tell someone about it. Leave a review, a comment, wherever you listen. And see ya.